Hey everybody, my name is Pluto, and welcome to another commentated video. Today we're going to be doing something a bit out of left field, a bit random. We're doing Smart Sphere 0, Revenge Glimpse Paradox, and we're doing the red coin star there. I actually don't know the name of it, maybe I should have checked, but, oh, it's called the Final Paradox. Good thing I'm pause buffering, so I can actually see the name of the star. You might be wondering where this came from, because this is an extremely random video to upload. First of all, what is this hack? This hack is a recreation of Stupid Balls 2. It has nearly the exact same gameplay. The only difference is the visuals have been greatly improved. As you can see, the textures are way better. The star names are a lot more professional instead of just being brown over and over. And the levels have themes based on other hacks. It's a pretty cool recreation by Shine. The original hack, of course, is by Morningstorm, and this is the hardest level by far in it, being around TD Reds in difficulty. I'm not sure if it's easier than harder, easier or harder, honestly. I think it just depends on what you're good at. But this stage has a couple hard parts, and you're actually seeing one of the hard parts here. Not particularly these jumps, but at the beginning here, there's a lot of very precise jumps, such as this one that I'm about to do, this triple jump dive. This is extremely difficult, and it's very hard to get this consistent at all. I had a setup where you'd press A and pause at the same frame, and that generally worked, but it's pretty tricky. So yeah, this hack is not the most interesting hack on the bench. This hack is not the most creative thing in the world. It's just kind of a basic geometry. This level does have some interesting jumps, but for the most part, I'm using this as a vehicle to talk about other things. First of all, why did I even play this hack? I always kind of wanted to. I started Stupid Balls 2 a while ago, but the reason why I never finished it was for two reasons. One, my controller wouldn't really work, which made the thins in Core 7 kind of not possible. And number two was, the textures were so bad that they actually gave me headaches. And that's not a joke. Like, I would actually start feeling like bad if I played the game for too long because of the textures. So I opted to, when this game came out, I kind of picked it up and was like, okay, I want to play this. And I got 171 stars, and then I stopped playing because I was just too lazy to learn this level. But I went back and I beat it pretty quickly. This red coin star only took 35 minutes of attempts. I did practice it a little bit, but I practiced it for longer than I attempted it for sure. That's true. But it didn't take that long to attempt because I was just very consistent at it all around. Besides that beginning, there is one more hard thing near the start, and then there's just a couple tricky jumps sprinkled throughout, so most of this level isn't too hard though. Quite jokeable though, no matter what route you do. Yeah, so this is a kind of interesting hack because it's almost like in this very niche subgenre of like Kaizo for people who are good at Kaizos that is not hard Kaizo, if that makes sense. I mean, obviously this level is hard Kaizo because it's extremely difficult, but the rest of the game is like pretty average difficulty for a Kaizo hack. It's like not super hard, but it's also not super easy. It's also got like a lot of jumps that are like pretty tough, but like if you're good at Kaizo, it's like there's nothing that special, but they're still pretty engaging. It's like a very weird subgenre of hack. It's worth noting that you might see the B-side thing at the bottom left corner. The reason for that is because Smart Sphere 0 has A-sides and B-sides for certain levels. The B-side will either be a buffed version, or the original one before updates in Stupid Balls 2. In this case, the A-side is actually a custom nerf. So I have to do it on the B-side. I did most of these stages on the B-side except stage 6 because the B-side didn't come out, but I did most stars on the B-side when it did. Or it was broken, didn't work. I did, and I didn't do B3 on the B-side because it was boring. This wall kick sequence you're seeing right here is actually pretty difficult because there's not really a clear-cut angle that you're supposed to use to get that red coin. You might have seen me grind for firsties there. That's just to guarantee that I get over the ledges because it can be pretty difficult. This is probably maybe not the single hardest jump, but this is definitely one of the trickier parts because it's just so finicky and awkward. Plus it's like not axis aligned at all, which means that the camera is kind of suboptimal because it's constantly getting covered by the walls. Not my favorite jump in the world, but not a big deal. Getting past these first 6 reds is generally considered like an attempt, so the amount of attempts that I got past here was only 2. The first one died with 9 reds to an invisible wall, and then the second one ended up getting the star. So that's pretty lucky because there's a lot of parts that I could have choked. Right there, that's not how you're supposed to do that. Well, you are supposed to long jump, but my long jump was dog shit. It was not supposed to wall kick, it was supposed to ledge grab, but thankfully I got the clutch second frame, which got me up there. Very lucky. I didn't mention it, but I am pairing this with hundreds. most people did hundreds on their own, but if you don't know, I'm actually uploading this with Andrew, and me and him both combined hundreds of reds because we happened to get it the attempt that got hundreds. And I think that's kind of neat because, I don't know, there's not really a reason to do hundreds on their own this level in my opinion. I guess you can spawn hundreds in a pretty shitty spot, but there's not really like any complicated coin route you follow. If you just get all the coins you want, excluding the chuck it coins because those are kind of annoying at the start, you'll pretty much always spawn the star in a fine place. You never really have to worry about it. At least in my experience, and with this route. Sneaky little red coin there, hiding in the little alcove, and then this is where I hit the invisible wall. I hit it jumping down to these little O things, which, I mean, come on, look at them, they look like they have bad collision, but... You know, like, when you play this game for long enough, there's like certain structures that you look at and you're just like, wow, that looks like it has really shitty collision. It's just like really, I don't know, maybe it's weird to point that out, but I feel like it's something I notice the more I play, is just like, there are just some things that just look like they just have horrible collision. So here we have another one of the hard parts. We have these like tricky triple jump ground pounds that are kind of inspired or reminiscent of Heaven and Faith. Pretty much what these are just like floors that don't have walls, so you can just ground pound on top of them. And this one is really small. That ground pound is quite tight. There's only a couple frames where you can do it, and obviously, if you ground pound and miss it, there's actually no ground below this, so you're gonna die. The way I did it was I just kind of tried to triple jump off the very tip, and then once I could see the coin, that's when I started holding back, and generally that lined it up pretty well to give you like an extra frame to jump or ground pound or something. At least in my experience, it seemingly made it easier. Going across that little ground takes us to this section, which has a couple red coins on it, specifically 3 of them. One of them is, the only real dangerous one is this one. Gotta make sure that you get on top of this box. However, you're probably a box expert, so you can handle it. The ground here spells out Morning Storm. See me getting stuck on it. I think in the original game it spells out Stupid Balls, but they were all changed because this isn't named Stupid Balls anymore. Which is usually the difference in most of the levels in this game, is that instead of Stupid Ball, anywhere where there's a Stupid Balls watermark, it's going to say Morning Storm instead. It's probably those are like the only gameplay differences, really. Another thing is that if you get 182 stars in Sack, you unlock dive wall kicks, which is definitely a feature. I'm not sure if that's useful at all, but I don't know, maybe someone's gonna do New Game Plus with that. There's a little bit of lava in those little alcoves, so that way you can get on top of there. And now we're here where red spawns. This is kind of the end of the level. This branches off into 2 paths. The one I have to do first is this one, which begins with this kind of scary triple jump dive. This is not as hard as it looks. All you need really is a visual cue with the ground, and then you can get the rollout pretty consistently if you're practiced with dive rollouts. Which, if you play Mario a lot, you're probably a bit experienced with dive rollouts because they're pretty common, but who knows. Anyways, enjoy these very boring wall kicks, because, yeah, I meant it when I said this game had very simple geometry. I've recently beaten Silver Stars of Wisdom, and that hack was far stronger than this one. I think Silver Stars of Wisdom just shows how much Morningstorm has grown as a creator. Obviously, Stupid Balls 2 is like a joke hack, and not really meant to be taken too seriously, but at the same time, it's just like Silver Stars of Wisdom has a lot of really good ideas, a lot of really interesting concepts, especially as the game goes on. And it just is such a strong game that's like kind of interesting going back and seeing just like how basic these levels are and how simple they are compared to what Morning would create and how creative he got. I actually really do like Silver Stars of Wisdom. If you're watching this video, you should check that game out. It's on romhacking.com, it's on Super Mario 64 ROM hacks. It's a pretty great hack. It's pretty tough, especially towards the end, but I think it's definitely worth checking out. It's such a fun hack. It's like a very new Kaizo. It was one of the Kaizo that came out this year. Overall, I'd say that like 2022 so far has been a really good year for Kaizo. There's been a lot of great releases. There was stuff like Silver Stars of Wisdom, Lost Lunatic Trials. It's a light Kaizo, but Starbranch 4.9. And hey, I'd even throw like Cesnea Reminiscence in there. Like that hack is honestly pretty fun, and as mixed of a bag that hack can be, I really do think it has some pretty good highlights. So I would definitely throw it in the conversation. As you can see, there's a bunch of Goombas and an eyeball here, so this is where we're going to be getting our 100th coin. Kind of struggling for the eyeball to see me, but not too tough. And there is the 100 coin star. As you can see, the stars in this game are based off Final Tragedy for some reason. Kind of ironic because if you don't know, I've actually started the Final Tragedy Reds grind. I uploaded a video on my channel of a 9 segment. Right now I'm down to 5 segments. If you want to stay posted on that, I would encourage you guys to check out my second channel because all my updates are going to be there. And also check out Andrew because he also got the star and he's cool. And also check out my Twitch and check out Andrew's Twitch and check out everyone's Twitch. Check out Morningstorm. He just got Says Native Reminiscence Course 15 Reds today at the time I'm recording this. That's kind of crazy. That's a really hard star. You should check him out. Yeah, you got a couple things to do for homework today. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the segment. Pretty basic segment. The star in the segment is also incredibly basic and boring. So, kind of fitting. So with that, we have 16 out of 22 reds. There's 6 left, and all 6 of them are on this path here, which is probably the least dangerous path in this entire level. These jumps off the cubes are kind of scary, and there's going to be this chain lung jump, which is a little intimidating. But after that, this section is not too hard. Big long jump, line it up. I kind of got thrown off because it seemed like Mario wasn't going to grab the ledge there, but thankfully he did, so didn't have to worry about that. Obviously, if I missed the ledge, I would have to either get a firstie and jump back, which I don't even know if that's possible there, or get a second frame to ledge grab, which, yeah, you never want to be in a situation where you have to rely on a second frame. That's never really a good spot to be in. Got a little vanish cap here. Wholesome vanish cap. Will let me go through grates. As you can see, there's a grate back there. A grate. It's a great grate because it's very well reinforced. You can't jump through it without the vanish cap, but I have a better vanish cap than this grate is great. That was a really dumb joke, so I hope you liked it. My visual cue is just when Mario starts blinking there. That's when I uncrouch and start walking into the long jump. Pretty consistent setup. You can just stall in the air for a bit to like milk the vanish cap so it ends. We're nearing the end here, I promise. I know this isn't the most interesting star in the world, but it is very difficult, so I did want to put it on my channel. And besides, it's beating a hack. I mean, I didn't upload, like, Silver Stars of Wisdom when I beat that, because, like, it wasn't the hardest hack in the world, but, you know, it is pretty tough. Or, this is pretty tough, so figured I might as well highlight it, because I didn't really mention it ever, but at the time of recording this, I did beat the game. I actually beat this game in the same session I got the star. I just went to B3 and cleaned it up, because it wasn't very hard at all. Thankfully, because God, I hated B2 in this game. B2 in this game was so annoying. Yeah. I don't really have much else to say. I honestly just right now just might switch it over to the raw audio early because, yeah, not really much to say about this one. I hope you enjoyed this video, even if my commentary definitely wasn't the best, and whatever the next video is, hopefully it's a little more interesting than this one. But until then, bye. Have a good day.
Yeah.
You do.
I'm really scared of getting Death Pixel right now.
Better lucky than good. Oh my god's gonna be so mad at this one.
Alright, that one's maybe the less important one. Alright. Yeah. It's still important though. Right now, yeah, they're both important.
Yeah.
The two genders, sometimes the better player wins, and sometimes I just randomly top like the right of our Alicia because
Oh my god.
Hello. It is Cat.
Hello.
I'm
Hi,
here
Cat.
to summon
Hello.
Maria.
I heard that we're honoring our veterans by destroying my dinner.
Yeah, I'm here to summon you so that we can like find plans for food.
I'm gonna finish the Blue T3 and tap, and then I'm gonna like, go there more with you.
Where
You didn't grab it? Alright.
Yes.
Never forget to play it to get KFC.
Oh my god. That's so nice, Dad.
Yeah, now it does water damage instead of like poison water damage instead of like lava damage.
Okay.
Is it like just pure KFC that's like, well, like I don't know if I've heard of like any KFC in my area being closed off.
I just wanted KFC today. Okay, what I want is some kind of like hunk of meat. So that's the kind of thing that we never cook at home because I don't get to use that chicken.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well,
Let's go.
Let's go! GG, oh my gosh.
Nice.
you already get red.
Yeah.
Holy
Imagine taking more than 2 days to get a tier 6, oh my gosh.
what the
That was only the second attempt past 5 out of 25,
go.
5 out of 22. The
Fucking
total
serious.
attempt time was 35 minutes for that.
Dude, you're a
Oh my
monster.
gosh,
Yeah.
that is
Fucking
hecking
shit.
incredible gear.
Yeah.
Fucking bad.
That was great.
Like, it's pretty much